Have you ever wondered why children behave the way they do? Welcome, and let's dive into the fascinating world of child psychology. It's like a labyrinth, where each turn reveals a new aspect of your child's development, their thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Understanding child psychology isn't just for psychologists. It's for anyone who cherishes the joyous task of nurturing a child. By grasping this subject, you can enhance your connection with your child, respond to their needs more effectively, and guide them towards a flourishing future. It's about comprehending the why behind the what, the reason behind their reactions, and the sentiments behind their smiles or tears. It's about learning to speak their language, to decode their innocence-infused expressions. So embark on this journey with us, as we unravel the enigma of child psychology. By the end of this video, you'll gain a better understanding of your child's behavior and how to respond to it. Meet Sally, a mother of a 6-year-old boy who was struggling with his schoolwork. Sally's son, we'll call him Brian, found it hard to keep up with his classmates. His reading skills were below average, and his math homework often left him frustrated and tearful. Sally, like many parents, praised Brian regularly, hoping to boost his confidence. She would tell him things like, "You're so smart," or "You're the best." But despite her good intentions, Brian's performance didn't improve. He still struggled, and his self-esteem continued to drop. Then Sally stumbled upon a concept that changed everything: the power of specific and sincere praise. Instead of lavishing Brian with generic compliments, she began to praise him for his efforts, his progress, his resilience. When Brian spent an extra half an hour on his math homework, Sally would say, "I noticed how hard you worked on your math homework today, Brian. Great job." Sally's new approach made a world of difference. Brian started to understand that his value and intelligence weren't defined by his ability to solve math problems quickly or read at the same level as his peers. He realized that effort, perseverance, and a positive attitude were just as important. This shift in perspective boosted his confidence, and his performance at school started to improve. Sally's story highlights the significant influence of specific and sincere praise on a child's psychology. Children, just like adults, long for recognition and appreciation, but it's the quality of praise, not the quantity, that truly matters. When we praise our children for their specific achievements and efforts, we help them understand that they are capable, that their hard work pays off, and that they can overcome challenges through persistence and resilience. Praise is more than just a pat on the back or a casual good job. It's a powerful tool that can shape a child's self-perception, motivate them to strive for growth, and encourage them to face challenges with courage and confidence. Sally learned that the right kind of praise can work wonders in a child's life. And so, the power of praise is not just in the words we say, but in the sincere, specific appreciation we express for our children's efforts and achievements. Now let's talk about John, a father who was having trouble managing his daughter's tantrums. John was a dedicated father, always going the extra mile to ensure his little girl was happy. But he was struggling with a common parent's dilemma: his daughter's tantrums. They were frequent, loud, and disruptive. John was at his wit's end, not knowing how to handle these emotional outbursts. Enter the concept of boundaries. Boundaries in child psychology are guidelines, rules, or limits that a parent or caregiver provides to the child. These are not just about right and wrong, but also about creating a safe environment where children can explore, learn, and grow. John started implementing boundaries, setting clear and consistent rules for his daughter. For instance, he explained that shouting was not an acceptable way to express frustration. He also ensured that these rules were consistent, not changing based on his mood or the situation. The beginning was tough. His daughter resisted these changes. The tantrums even escalated for a while. But John stood firm, always calm and patient. He acknowledged her feelings, validated them, but also made it clear that the rules were there to stay. And then, a transformation began to take place. His daughter, initially resistant, slowly started to understand the expectations. The tantrums became less frequent, less intense. She began expressing her feelings in a healthier way, and their relationship improved significantly. Through this experience, John learned a vital lesson about child psychology. Boundaries are not about restricting a child's freedom. On the contrary, they provide a framework within which a child can safely explore their world. They teach children about respect, self-control, and emotional regulation, which are essential skills for their overall development. John realized that setting boundaries was not just about managing tantrums. It was about equipping his daughter with the tools to navigate her emotions, to understand herself better. It was about creating a secure, predictable environment where she could thrive. John realized that boundaries, although initially challenging, are crucial for his daughter's emotional growth. Next, we'll look at the story of Maria, a mother who noticed her child was becoming increasingly withdrawn. Maria, like many parents, was initially confused and worried about her child's change in behavior. She recognized that her child wasn't as outgoing and cheerful as before, but she didn't know why this was happening or how she could help. That's when Maria decided to try a different approach: active listening. Rather than assuming or guessing what her child might be feeling, she decided to focus on understanding her child's emotions directly from the source, the child herself. So, Maria began to engage her child in conversations, not with the aim to advise or correct, but simply to listen. She asked open-ended questions, encouraging her child to express what she was feeling. Instead of jumping to conclusions or offering solutions, Maria just listened, showing empathy and patience. As Maria practiced active listening, she noticed a change. Her child started opening up more, sharing her fears, her worries, and her joys. This didn't happen overnight, of course. It took time, persistence, and genuine care, but it was worth it. Maria began to understand her child's world better, and her child felt more comfortable expressing her feelings. Active listening, as Maria discovered, is more than just hearing words. It involves understanding the emotions behind those words. It's about validating those feelings, no matter how trivial they might seem to us as adults. It's about creating a safe space where a child feels valued and understood. This simple shift in Maria's approach had a profound impact. Her child was no longer withdrawn but felt comfortable sharing her thoughts and feelings. Maria was not just her mother anymore. She was also a confidant, a safe harbor in the stormy seas of childhood emotions. Maria's story underscores how active listening can make a child feel valued and understood. The power of active listening in understanding a child's psychology cannot be underestimated. It's not just about solving problems or providing answers. It's about building trust, fostering open communication, and ultimately understanding our children better. So what can we learn from these real-life stories about children's psychology? The first key takeaway is the power of praise. We can't emphasize this enough. Praise can be a powerful motivator for children, helping to nurture their self-esteem and confidence. But remember, it's not about heaping on empty compliments. Instead, it's about recognizing and appreciating their efforts and progress, no matter how small. By doing so, you empower your child to strive for improvement rather than perfection. The second takeaway is the importance of boundaries. Setting clear, consistent boundaries helps children understand what is expected of them, providing a sense of security and order. Boundaries also teach children about respect, responsibility, and the consequences of their actions. However, it's crucial that these boundaries are fair, reasonable, and age-appropriate. It's not about controlling your child, but guiding them towards making good decisions on their own. Our third and final takeaway is the value of active listening. Active listening is about more than just hearing the words your child says. It's about showing genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings, validating their emotions, and responding in a way that shows you understand. This simple yet profound act can help your child feel heard and valued, fostering a stronger bond between you. These takeaways are not exhaustive, and there's much more to understand about your child's psychology. But by embracing the power of praise, setting appropriate boundaries, and practicing active listening, you can lay a solid foundation for a healthy, nurturing relationship with your child. Remember, understanding your child's psychology is a journey, not a destination. Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep loving your child unconditionally. Remember, every child is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. So be patient, be flexible, and be willing to adapt. Your efforts will be rewarded with the priceless gift of a strong, enduring bond with your child.